This historic but modern city, Zagreb, has played host to this 2016 Zagreb Judo Grand-Prix, and what an incredible tournament it has been. Over the last 3 days we've seen some great judo and the emergence of lots of young judo talent, and the road to Tokyo has begun and Zagreb is paving the way. On the last day of competition here, we've got 5 of the weight categories, the heaviest weight categories, battling it out, and in this final block it's all about medals. Joining me in the commentary position is Sheldon Franco Rooks. Sheldon, welcome. Now he's going to introduce, of course, our first contest.
Very good afternoon to you, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. And the first of the contests that we're going to see is the bronze medal contest in the under 90 kilo category. Dario Kurbiewicz Garcia of Germany faces Piotr Kutsera of Poland. It'll be Kurbiewicz in the white judogi, Kutsera in blue. Kutsera, beg your pardon.
Well, the crowd have been amazing. They really have. They've been not only behind their very own fighters, but they've been behind everybody, and hospitality here has been amazing. It really has. Kurbiewicz steps out. He's going to be wearing white. Kutsera of Poland is going to be wearing blue. They're going to kick off the proceedings in the under 90 kilograms category. And they are bronze medal matches to begin with, followed by the finals.
Relatively new to the scene, Kurbiewicz.
Well, we've seen a lot, haven't we, of fresh new people out here and wanting to make an impression. Young teams.
Kutsera earlier on gave me the impression that he was just beginning to flag a little bit, and find it difficult. So I'd imagine that he'll be keen to get it over and done with quick. He doesn't want to hang around.
Well, of course, there's always the nerves. First Grand Prix tournament, senior tournament, first senior tournament for a lot of them, that's for sure, and certainly at Grand Prix Grand Slam level. But once they get rid of the nerves, a medal here, of course, would help to set them up for selection, not only selection for the next event, but it'll also give them some very valuable world ranking points as well.
Struggling with the grips here, Kutsera. Kurbiewicz got a really strong grip on both sleeves there, trapping him.
Well, of course, the whole thing about the grip is 2 hands on, got to dominate, but you've got to attack as well. So certainly in the build-up for the Olympic Games, they were penalising both. If one had a dominant grip, they weren't just giving Shido to the one that was being dominated, but they were giving it to both. So you've got to get the dominant grip and attack, and that was a close one there. Kurbiewicz just turns in.
The second time that we've had a shot of that particular fight. I suppose we better mention who it is. Caroline Weiss of Germany. We'll see her in the plus 78 kilo category final, and I've already stuck my neck out and said this morning that I think she's going to take the gold medal here, but I'm going to stick my neck out even further to say I think she's going to win a lot more than that.
Well, yeah,
in the future.
You've said, haven't you? That was a nice sumigeishi, wasn't it, there? Kutsera just changes the direction there, and he controls the back, but didn't quite control it enough, and it was a good Barani, you could say. Almost a cartwheel out there. He wasn't using his head, he used his hand in order to rotate.
He didn't have all that strapping on the fingers earlier on either. So he's the worst for wear today, Kutsera.
Oh, nice Taitoshi. That's going to be a score. It's got to be a Wazari, is it? Yes, Wazari scored there to Kutsera. So the Taitoshi was just off centre, and he's going to go for the arm, and the arm lock's going to go on. He's going to have to submit. He will have to submit, and we're going to end the first contest with an ippon there, and that was a really nice, it was a really nice Jujigatami there. The transition was superb. And, well, hasn't lasted time. It was a good performance from the pole.
Half the contest it took. He was keen to get it over and done with.
Well, you did say that as well, didn't you? You said that he was keen to get it all over with, and there was good transition. And he kind of showed the way there with that sumigaeshi, and then started to open things up. Counted him in the end. Not only that, he was right onto the arm as well, and we've seen a lot over the last 3 days, transitioning from standing down to ground, and that's what we want to see. And of course we want to see the referees give them plenty of time down there to develop techniques.
Anna Borowska was the Polish cheerleader there for her teammate. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this one.
That Taitoshi was off centre, and that's why he got taken back there. Yeah, so he kind of landed onto his side. Didn't have it, yeah, it's the wrong shape. The whole thing was wrong, actually. The balance was wrong. Got tipped onto his back there for the Wazari. And then all he needed to do then was either get the leg out. Look how he drives him back. Rolls him onto his shoulders there for the Wazari. And then it was straight onto the arm there for the Juji. You can see the arm there bending. It's either submit, which he did, or the arm would be damaged, but it didn't have to go that far, did it? Thank goodness.
Yeah, he did exactly what he intended to. Well done to Tito Katsira. Well, we've got the second of the bronze medal contests coming up now. Max Stewart of Great Britain faces Ver Gabor of Hungary. It's Stewart in the white judogi, Ver in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Anto Progmet of Croatia.
Max Stewart of Great Britain has had some good form of late, and it was a really nice win over Tchaikovsky of Poland in the repechage final. Very professionally, just round his neck and got the submission from the strangle. And here he is now against Gabor Ver of Hungary.
Dennis Stewart just giving a few last words of advice before his boy takes to the mat.
Well, we just had a little talk just before we came in here, and he said that one of the biggest things is the transition. He's going to tell him to transition down from standing down to ground at every opportunity. So let's see if he does it. So right to right, extreme right to right there, and he goes immediately for the Yoko Tomonagi. He'll be allowed a couple of those without breaking balance, but he'll have to avoid it after that. Got to break their balance, either that or onto the arm. Seems to be the vogue technique at the moment, the Yoko Tomai onto the arm. Certainly the year building up to the Olympic Games, a lot of the Brazilians were doing it. This will be a real breakthrough for him. First Grand Prix senior medal, if he gets it. Max Stewart. Jamie Johnson. Know Jamie very well. He's one of my students for many, many years, and now one of the main coaches with the GB team. Trying to dominate that sleeve there, Stewart, and it's all about trying to control the head. They're both trying to control the head, but they'll have to attack at some stage. Nice Uchimata there. So quickly up there, Max Stewart didn't want to stay down on the ground, and there's his dad and his coach, of course, Dennis Stewart, Olympic bronze medalist in 1988 in Korea.
Successful visit for that team, wasn't it?
Very successful. It was a good era for British judo. Well, Ver hasn't initiated a technique yet, so he wants the newaza. That's what he's after. And Max Stewart can kind of feel the danger down there, so he doesn't want to stay on hands and knees for too long.
2 minutes gone, no score yet. finely balanced. This group of British supporters sitting down to the left of that screen will finish their fights, now cheering Max Stewart on.
Well, for me at the moment, Max Stewart just ahead on attacks, but he'll have to do more than that. He'll need a score on the board. One more of them, those for Ver, and he'll get a penalty as well. He didn't break balance. They are a little slow, I have to say, just given the penalties out. They could be a little stretched out. Oh, look at that. Oh, how brilliant was that? Just countered that. Yeah. Great change of direction there from Max Stewart.
Beauty.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant change of direction there. And it was more Tewaza. Ver tried to commit, but had it taken against him. And he was off balance when he committed. And Max Stewart there just used his hands to drive him onto his back. That's where he wanted him. And that's the first one.
Jamie Johnson was saying beauty. Little lip reading there.
Third medal for Great Britain as well, so a good tournament for them. Had to dominate that sleeve. It was all about the sleeve. And look at that, tried the Ashiwaza there, and it was a Tewaza hand movement, and he absolutely drove him onto his back there. Yeah, it was just a beautiful line. Have a look at this, how he drives that lapel hand down. He pulls on the Kazushi hand as well. The sleeve hand pulls in, and he just goes flat on his back. Superb, opportune judo, and that's all you can call it, really. You don't train for that. Well, he actually hooked the inside of the leg as well. There we can see that. So not just the hands, but the leg as well. But he took the opportunity, and he took it well. And he just punches the air there. Bronze medal for Max Stewart.
Well, that brings us neatly now to the final of the under 90 kilo category. Lee Kochman of Israel faces Alexander Grigorev of Russia. It'll be Kochman in the white judogi, Grigorev in blue.
Well, it's a new team of Russians that we have, all out there trying to prove themselves. They've got 8 medals so far in this tournament, which is, well, just an indicator of what their depth is. And here they are really trying and fighting hard to try and show Ezio Gamba that they're worthy of selection. And Grigorev, one of your fancied ones in this category, I think, Grigorev, but a slow starter. And he needs to kind of pick it up. But then we've had a couple of them, haven't we, from the Russian team? Slow starters, but once they see the opportunity, they take the opportunity.
Yeah, my only question mark about Grigorev, and he's slightly different from the other two, Adlan Bizaltanov, one of them, and Alan Kubetsov, is his staying power. The others, for me, are in good condition. They just take a little bit of energizing, whereas Grigorev, I think there's just for me the suspicion that he may not be fully fit.
Yeah, he was blowing it a little bit, wasn't he? A couple of the matches he was. But we'll have a look at it. It certainly will tell in the second part of this. Ooh, right the way underneath there, Kochman. Well, Grigorev was the one right the way between the legs there. Kochman tried to ride it, didn't he? And it wasn't a good idea, I don't think. The Israelis as well having a great tournament. They really are, just showing their depth. Because this isn't their absolute first team, but here they are. Another finalist. But he certainly can't ride any of those Sianagis here. Grigorev will be revved up after that one.
Single Yuko the lead for Grigorev. Maybe the shape of the contest as well will suit him, to lead. He won't feel as though he's got to do as much as quickly.
Well, it can make a difference, Connor, if you're actually in command of the contest as well. So you dominate the grips, you select the time of attack, and you select the defence. Then you know when it's going to come, because either they've got to come forward to you. But definitely Kochman struggling here to dominate, and he can't even put an attack in. So Grigorev dominating, and I think that Grigorev is going to go right the way underneath him in a second. Just get that feeling.
This is the tempo that suits him.
Yeah, just dominating and choosing the moment.
Dangerous player though, Kochman. Some nice standing techniques.
Oh, Soto, that's going to be it.
He didn't move.
No, he didn't move at all. It was a change of direction there, wasn't it, from Grigorev. Grigorev then just changes to the other side, left Oso to Gary, and he absolutely buries Kochman.
He couldn't react when Grigorev attacked him on the left side for the first time in the contest. He just seemed to freeze. His feet didn't move. He never reacted, and over he went.
Yeah, you're right. He never even moved. Caught him flat-footed. It always looked to me as if he was going to go underneath him, but he just changed direction there, didn't he? So Grigorev wins the second gold medal for Russia. We're just having a bit of a romp, actually.
Yeah, they're underway here, aren't they? Because with Bizultanov coming up soon.
Yeah, exactly. Great gold medal prospect in the under 100 kilograms as well. Look at that. Osoto there throws his hips forwards and flat on his back. Catches the leg first. Then look at the hips. Hips forwards there. Good control with the hands as well. Slightly different angle here.
Oh, he starts to think about countering him. He even eyes up the direction in which he would like to go, but he's going backward. There. He just thinks, oh, I could counter and hit. No, I can't.
Well, the thing is if you don't get that support leg right the way round, you have no chance of counter-attack there.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was caught in two minds here. He wants to turn. He's got his head going in the other direction, but then he has to turn again and look at where he's going to end up.
Wow, what a great start to these last series of medal matches here on this last day.
And we come now to the bronze medal contests in the under 78 kilo category, the first of which features Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands. She's up against Sama Kamara of France. It's Stevenson in the white judogi, Kamara in blue.
Well, I mentioned this morning that the Netherlands, of course, just started their new system, their centralisation programme. So a lot of these athletes will be on that centralisation programme now. A lot of mixed feelings in the Netherlands about that. Talked to a couple of the coaches, not everybody happy with it. Got such a good club system out in the Netherlands, and it's worked so well for so long, and a lot of the top clubs are up in arms about giving their best players away. Well, that's the way they feel about it anyway. So Stevenson in white here, Kamara of France in blue.
It's always a little bit, you're not sure what you're going to get at the beginning of a cycle and new fighters and that, but I'm particularly pleased with this event. This has been a good one to watch.
It has. It's been a great one there. That was almost slow motion. What can I say about that? Just have a look at this. She comes in for, Sasai Tsuru Komiyashi there, just rolls her, literally rolls her onto her shoulders there. And that was a slow motion Wazari there against Stevenson.
In football, they would call that a soft goal, wouldn't they?
It was a really soft Wazari there.
Cricket, soft dismissal.
Yeah, it was.
It's soft.
But I agree with you there, Sheldon, that absolutely we've had a great start, because the 3 days here, we've seen ippon after ippon, we've seen transition, we've seen great technique, we've seen some good fights as well. So we've had a really good mixture. And the organisation here has just been faultless.
Yeah, Dr. Sanda Coric is the president of the Croatian Judo Federation. She'll be pleased with the way that her team have worked with the International Judo Federation. It's part of the IJF Judo World Tour. This has gone down really well.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said that it is just such a good team. It's all about teamwork.
Under 78 kilos. It's not their number one pick, but she's a good girl. I think number 1, Audrey Chiamio. Number 2, Madeleine Malonga. And then number 3, Sama Kamara. And I think she's got some stuff about her, Kamara.
Well, like I say, they're putting youngsters out, just blooding them in the seniors and in these Grand Prix tournaments. Great performance from the French so far. Already got 5 medals, and there's a possibility of another one here. Wazari up halfway through the contest. 4 minutes for the ladies and 5 minutes for the men. Yeah, big arm over the top there. Kamara just dominating the head of Stevenson, looking for that Sasai again.
Kamara is not as powerful as Chiamio, and she's not quite as graceful as Malonga.
I think that goes for a lot of the fighters. They're out here, and you can see that the power side of it is not quite clicked in yet, and something that can develop and change. It changes, particularly over a 12-month period. You can see massive changes. And Sergio, the French coach there, a world silver medalist himself, and his brother Christian was also a world medalist. Now in the coaching chair for France.
Just taking a bit of a breather here, Kamara. You can see that. There's no urgency from her to get to grips with her opponent. She's perfectly happy just to take a couple of seconds and catch her breath.
Yeah, well, she just went again for the Sasai and almost came unstuck. She was a little bit off balance with it, and Stevenson had the measure of it. So Stevenson's not going to give this up easily. She's coming forwards. They're in the last minute. Is that going to be it? That's it. Wazari Wazetti upon. Sodomaki Komi this time from Kamara. And she just wraps the leg round and drives her down to the mat for the second Wazari.
I'm not going to say that she exploded into that, but the movement there was there was a lot more urgency about the movement than there had been in her previous attempts.
Yeah, I think she knew exactly what she wanted. The right opportunity comes up. Body was in the right place at the right time, and it was a good time to put the attack in. And very successful she was with it as well. So another medal for France.
Sama Kamara taking the bronze medal there. We'll have a few highlights from that one after Kamara's done with blowing the kisses.
Well, the first one was a mistake, that's for sure. We're not going to see the first Sasai, but the first Wazari, but the second one there, Sodomaki Komi, and just rolls her onto the points of the shoulders.
Oh, our director likes this one better, doesn't he? So I think we're going to stick with 4 of these rather than...
We'll stick with the finishing throw. I like the Sasai as well. It was a good one. All the way down, a winding throw. Sotomaki Komi keeps control of the arm all the way throughout the actual execution of the throw.
Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contest then. Antonia Shemileva of Russia. She's due to fight Brigitte Matic, but unfortunately Matic picked up an injury in the previous round. So Shemileva gets what we call a walkover. And she picks up a bronze medal. Still has to walk out the right way though. Antonia Shemileva. Another medal for the Russians. Haven't quite had the same time of it in the women's as they had in the men. So that brings us neatly to the final of the under 78 kilo category, and we could have predicted this one this morning. I think Neil Huscher Steenhuis of the Netherlands to face Jo Abigail of Hungary. It will be Steenhuis in the white judogi, Jo in blue.
I think both of these have got something to prove, haven't they? Steenhuis really believed that she should have gone to the Olympic Games. There were 2 Dutch possibilities going for the Olympic place. Steenhuis was left at home, and so she's here now starting another campaign. And Abigail Ju, of course, one of the most consistent in the under 78 kilos category. And so Steenhuis, like you say, Ju was, well, it was going to be a really distinct possibility, wasn't it?
One of the biggest throwers in the category as well, the Hungarian.
Well, she was one of the ones that really did suffer when they changed the rules. She was a big leg grabber, and also she cross-gripped a lot, but she has to really correct that, because she has to be careful she doesn't pick up penalties. She still goes to cross-grip, but she'll have to be careful here, especially against Steenhuis.
Yeah, she's a good fighter, Huscher Steenhuis.
Well, what makes it difficult here as well, Sheldon, is that they're left to left. So, of course, that shoulder is turned right the way in towards her, Zhu. So she'll have to really be careful of the cross grip.
There are times when Yo's left arm almost appears to get in the way of the technique.
Yeah, well, she used to throw the arm over the back, and then she used to hook in for the Ouchi Uchimata, but she can't do that now, and especially, like I say, against somebody left to left. It's something that she's got to be careful of. So she's keeping hold of the lapel, and that's why it looks a little bit awkward with the lapel hand. So I suspect she's going to have to attack on the grip. She'll have to go as she's trying to grip there, and
exactly like that.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Oh, there's a chance.
Yep.
Lost control of Steenhuis's left hand.
Well, Steenhuis now will have to start to attack, because she's down on attacks. She's, I'd say, an attack off a Shido here. She'll have to take the initiative. Certainly, Zhu, the livelier of the two, and putting in the attacks.
Steenhuis has got her head down here. That's not where she wants to be. A bit risky just throwing out that left leg like that.
You know, it's always dangerous when you've got a left-to-left extreme like that. It's very tempting just to wrap yourself around that front leg. Not always the best thing. It really isn't. So, some nail-biting stuff. These two know each other very well, of course, as well.
Stalking each other at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They can feel how awkward it is, and it is. It looks awkward, so it must feel it. Body positioning so important when it comes to attacking. You need the right body position. And now she's got it. She'll have to go. Well, she's blocked her out, hasn't she? She's absolutely neutralised anything that Stonehouse can do. And I'll be surprised if she doesn't get a Shido.
Yep.
Well, that was as close as we've seen so far. It wasn't quite, and it's definitely, for me, a Shido. We're both giving the Shido signals here. You know, we're trying to referee it from the commentary position, but still not giving it. I'd say that when it comes to work rate, certainly Ju way ahead. Now she'll have to go. Got the cross grip. Wouldn't like to see her. Well, that's going to be a Yuko.
Side,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Good Yuko as well. She had to take the chance there because she had that cross grip, and I would have hated to have seen her get a Shido for the cross grip when she's been doing so well not to take it.
Right, 28 seconds for something different, because, you know, the initial effort from Stonehouse hasn't worked. That whatever plan it was that they had, that hasn't worked. You've got 28 seconds to come up with something.
Yeah, she hasn't been in the match, not at all. She's been neutralised completely. So from a tactical point of view, Ju really been doing her job. Just blocking out now, 12 seconds left, and Stonehouse can't even get close to her. So the seconds just ticking away here. Stonehouse knows that it's gone away from her.
And frustration as well for Husha, because it's back to the drawing board. You know.
Well, it was. She just never got into the match, did she? There wasn't one technique that you can say that was anywhere near close to even getting a score on the board.
They had a plan to frustrate Yo. She was frustrated for quite a while. She still managed to put in enough attacks to be, you know, well ahead. And then when the opening came, she was able to snatch it. Yuko was enough. And by that time, there was insufficient time left for them to bring up, you know, Plan B.
Yeah, there didn't seem to be a Plan B, did there really? And
Plan A wasn't that good, was it?
I think that was the problem. And I think when Ju noticed that she had the cross grip, and she really has worked hard on that, because there were competitions where she was getting Shido after Shido after Shido, and it was all because she wasn't making the readjustment. She's made the readjustment now. That was a good tactical match from her. Very, very experienced. Stonehouse of the Netherlands never even got into the match. That attack there was what led to the actual score. She was off balance when she came in. Ju took the chance. She tried to sweep the leg. She did in the end. Took her onto her side, and it was enough to give her a Yuko. Stonehouse lands on her side, and she was just, well, dominating the whole match.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 90 kilo category just about to start. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and see a lineup of fighters. Right, and the first of the bronze medals goes to Max Stewart of Great Britain. Pito Katsera took the second of the bronze medals. The silver medal goes to Lee Kaufman of Israel, but the gold medal goes to Alexander Grigorev of Russia.
Well, in the end, Grigorev just changes the direction. He was trying for the Sodi and the Sianagis right the way underneath Kochman a couple of times, but in the end just changes the direction. Lefto Sodagari, and he just throws the hips forwards. Look how he just drives the hips forwards there. complete control with the upper part of the body, and it was all about momentum, and he takes him down flat on his back for a well-deserved gold medal.
And now the national anthem of Russia. Adlan Bizeltanov is somewhere in the back there, warming up. He just heard his national anthem played.
Well, it always helps, doesn't it? And it does spur you on, that's for sure. Family picture there. I don't know. I wouldn't like too many family pictures looking like that. We could see a smile, couldn't we? So there we go. Grigorev of Russia gets the gold. Kochman of Israel the silver. Kozira of Poland, and Max Stewart of Great Britain get the bronzes.
Well, we've got the next weight category coming up now. That's the under 100 kilo category, and the first of the bronze medal contest features Lauren Böhler of Austria. His opponent is Ohad Zalan of Hungary. Unfortunately, Ohad picked up an injury in a previous contest and he is unable to take part. So a walkover for Böhler, but he's reasonably happy with that. He would have liked to fight on a winning fight, but in the absence of that, he'll take a walkover.
Well, the thing is, it's all about world ranking points, of course, and that's important. But anyway, it's a bit of a shame that we've had a couple of injuries, but nevertheless, second one.
Dario Mezhetskaya was giving us a wave there in the lead up to this bronze medal contest, the second of the bronze medal contest. Milan Randall of Slovakia faces Joachim Dvaby of Sweden. It's Randall in the white judogi, Dvaby in blue.
Yeah, they've actually met each other 5 times, these two. So
both on the move then. Because Dvaby has moved up from 90 kilos. So you must have met him when
they were
Milan
90
Randall was down
kilograms.
there,
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good matchup then. You know, they know each other, and you're not going to get a mismatch size-wise, which when someone moves to a new category, you can get that from time to time. There won't be that power vacuum, if you like. Dvaby,
no, like you say, they've both moved up a weight, Randall and Dvaby. Randall here in white, Dvaby in blue. They both look a bit chunkier in the weight, I have to say.
Seen them in the dining hall more often now, or at least for longer. They take longer at dinner.
Well, you don't know what they were coming down from, and how difficult it was making the weight. Probably very difficult. So pace, very important, of course. Getting the pace sorted out, making sure that you're attacking every... Well, I'd like to say it's 20 to 35 to 40 seconds, but I'd say it's more 30 to 50 seconds to a minute at the moment.
Yeah, this is the biggest jump to make from 90 to 100. It's a jump of 10 kilos, and then every other one is another kilo less. So the next one up would have been from 81 to 90, that's 9 kilos, and 73 to 81, 8, and so on and so on. 60 to 66, just the 6 kilos, but it feels like a hell of a lot more because it's just...
No, but it's a very good point that, of course, from 90s to 100 is 10 kilos, but of course from 100 to plus can be anything up, 20 to 25 kilos, so there are calls for possible another couple of weights or a cap on the heavyweight division. That caused a bit of a stir as well when that was first suggested, but they do it in wrestling. But that's another story. So we need both of these to start putting the attacks in. They need to do something positive with the attacks. Look a bit nervous, both of these, to come in for any kind of committed attack.
Varvy's got to be pleased to have, got to this point. Fighting for a medal, first time up. Grand Prix, put that under your belt if you can.
Well, of course, they come into a new weight category, and the world rankings, their world ranking is quite low, and it means they've got to start working their way up. We've seen it a couple of times, actually, in the build-up for Rio de Janeiro. A couple have jumped into the higher weight categories and then had to work their way up into the world rankings. But it is possible, and a few of them did it. Mongolia, under 48 kilograms. Actually, that was because she moved countries and
start from scratch.
She had to start from scratch, but within 1 year, she was in the top 4 in the world at under 48 kilograms.
And then ended up taking a medal as well.
Yeah, incredible. Well, Dvarby there, just trying to turn in for the Cianagi.
Yeah, Randall was moving in the wrong direction. And when he went for the pull, hands slipped off. It was the right direction for Randall, wrong direction for Dvarby.
Well, Dvarby's trying to pull the legs in here to try a turnover on the ground. Better to start from double lapel, I would have thought, but just total defence there from Randall on the ground.
Little over a minute left to go. Both fighters have remained penalty free. The problem, however, is that neither of them have been able to put a score on the board.
Well, no, we need scores on the board. We don't want anything decided on penalties. Tries the Yoko Tominagi there. Dvarby.
Oh.
Yeah, he's trying for the Sangaku now. Randall holding on. Doesn't like it down there, that's for sure.
Just the foot left trapped in there. He hasn't really done a great deal with the top half. He's just changing it now. But now the problem is to get that right leg out.
Yeah, just can't quite get the balance right. It's going to be Mate any second.
Komlosy leading the cheering section for the Slovakians. The Federation has got a big celebration coming up soon.
What, Slovakia?
Yeah, Slovakia and the Czech Republic are having a joint one at some stage. Well, our first golden score then.
First golden score of this final session here. And it means now that any score on the board will win this match. It can be a penalty, it can be a throw. Hold down for anything more than 10 seconds, or an arm lock or strangle for a submission. So are they going to go for it? Are they going to open up?
Yeah, the Czech Republic are going to be celebrating 80 years of judo in the Czech Republic. They're going to have a bit of a big bash. And if Randall get an invite.
Well, let's hope so.
So we're underway with the golden score period. Lucas Kapalik was going to be there, that's for sure.
Well, it'll be interesting, won't it, to see what happens with Lucas Kapalik and whether he's going to carry on. Olympic champion now. Varby there, just showing us that he's got a bit of a Cianagi there, but a little bit reluctant to go in full on because Randall waiting for the counter. There's the Cianagi.
Again, Randall was lucky to be going in the direction that he had to if he wanted to avoid it.
Yeah, he's kind of waiting for it, I have to say.
Just get the feeling that he was lucky. He hadn't planned the avoidance. It just worked out that way. Varby may yet catch him. He seems to be in the ascendancy now, doesn't he, Varby?
Yeah, starting to open up a little bit. Probably doesn't want to go too much further in this golden score. Cianagi again.
Couldn't come up with a combination on the way out. Kosodogari on the way back as Randall defended backward. That would have been an option.
There's going to be a Shido any second now to Randall. Randall hasn't done anything. If I was Varby there, I'd be putting another couple in straight away. He's not far off it, Randall. And he hasn't got the condition. You can see that he's tired. A little bit of persuasion here, he'd give him it.
Yeah, he's not able to generate any offense.
He can't generate it because he can't fire back.
This would be it for me. I'll be very surprised if they don't call him here.
Absolutely struggling here, Randall of Slovakia.
Give him another roll of the dice.
So he has another roll of the dice, as Sheldon says there, and that's exactly what it is. It's a roll of the dice. Another 2 attacks from Varby, it will be all over. Can Randall rescue it? There was another one.
Again, the footwork. Varby missing out on the footwork. Once he'd lost with the hands, little tap with the feet, just to show you're the most, you're the busier of the two. One big attack here from Varby will do it.
Yeah, needs to put it in. That's it, it's all over. Varby then scores with the Cianagi in the end, didn't he? Just a change of direction. He always threatened with it, and that change of direction took him onto his side.
Couldn't keep him off any longer.
He didn't have anything left. You could see that because he wasn't firing back with any techniques.
Tommy Macias and Anna Bernholm, who herself has moved up to a new weight category. She moved from 63 to 70.
And did very well yesterday as well with that. Came 5th in the end, but a little bit disappointing, but still a good result. Oh, good performance from Varby. Kept his cool, and he just plugged away with it. He always looked as if he was dangerous with that Cianagi, and in the end, it came his way. Sometimes you just got to grind them down, haven't you? Just make sure they can't attack you in the end, or counter you backwards.
Randall gave everything, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Left.
He had nothing left at all there, and that change of direction there wrapped him for the Cianagi. I think that Randall definitely thought about the counter attack, but then ended up on his back instead.
Yeah, there's a moment here when you can think, oh, I might bring him down, but no.
He knew it had gone.
Yeah.
Almost did a little break fall just to cap it all off. Good change of direction, though, from Varby, and well-deserved bronze medal for Sweden.
Coming up next, the final of the under 100 kilo category, beg your pardon. Michael Korel of the Netherlands will face Adlan Biziltanov of Russia. It's Korel in the white judogi, Biziltanov in blue. There's a look at the two fighters. Biziltanov just having a word to himself. Korel stuck still.
Yeah, just 22 years of age, Korel, look, and Biziltanov 27 years of age, so this will be his last throw of the dice, I would think, trying to get to the Olympic Games. Didn't quite happen for him in Rio de Janeiro. He was not chosen for the Olympic Games. We thought he was going to be, and I agreed with you there, didn't I, that I thought he was going to be chosen as well. But it wasn't to be. They favoured the Olympic champion from London, who hadn't had good form for a couple of years. This young man here, though, Korel of the Netherlands, is a big thrower, so it should be a good match this. He'll take the fight to Biziltanov. Biziltanov will have to be a little bit careful. World ranked 13, Korel, 12, Biziltanov, so it should be a tight match.
Well, all of the Dutch fighters are well prepared, physically, technically very good. So he should present at least some kind of opposition to Biziltanov. I just get the feeling that Biziltanov has got more weapons, you know.
I think you were saying earlier that he just kind of waits his moment, picks his moment carefully, tries to stay cool. And that's what he was doing in the semi-final, just picked his moment, picked his opponent off. And I think he's going to do that here with Korel. Strong fight for the grip, as always. Just trying to get the dominant grip, whether it's a double lapel or sleeve and lapel. But you need to dominate that grip. Look at that, beautiful Taitoshi from Biziltanov. He did one of those in the semi-final. It had a lovely shape to it, scored a beautiful Wazari. Look at that. Very, very low. It's a Seitoshi almost, because he's driving towards the mat.
It's almost as though with Biziltanov and Kubetsov, the harder you come at them, the harder they come back.
Yeah, well, they do, don't they? That's what they do. They're fighters. They battle, and that's one of the important things, is that you've got to be able to battle. It's fall down 8 times, get up 9, and just keep on getting up there. And you battle for the grip that dominates, and then when you've got the grip that dominates, that's when you should be attacking. Change of direction this time from Biziltanov. Well, I thought that was Sodi Surikomigoshi.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Just unfortunate that the arm gets kind of trapped. I don't think he'll make a thing of it.
We haven't seen the replay. Korel thought that there was something, you know, about the technique he wasn't happy with, but no, not for me. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, it wasn't intentional either. There was nothing intentional about it. It was just rotated and the arm got caught. Drops Sinagi. That's going to be a Wazari. Wazari scored there. Biziltanov right the way underneath him, and he rolled onto the points of his shoulders there. That was a great technique. He had the cross grip, so he had to go immediate. Just a little bit more lift there, Sheldon, and that would have been a clean hip on, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they both had the cross grip.
I think Biziltanov fancied out that was worth it, but
Yeah, and it wasn't quite. I thought it was a great decision from the referee. I thought anything that rolls is not quite, it's got to be tougher to score the ippon.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the main things. Then it makes you then keep control with the hands and get that extra little bit of lift in as well to put them flat on their back. It's going to be a penalty, Bazaltanov. Didn't get it, just drifted out there.
He just wandered a bit there.
Yeah, he did.
That's Bazaltanov's turn to feel a bit of pain on the arm. Well, you can see there he doesn't land flat on his back.
No,
he lands him on his shoulder and he brings him back onto his back. You can see the back number, you can see the country name on there, and as long as that's visible, he can't be flat on his back. It was a beautiful technique, I loved it. But Rosario was a good score in the end.
Well, now it's up to Karel. Karel's got to come and take chances. Needs an ippon here. Oh, and he tries the same, almost looks for the Taniotosh counter. So he's going left and right here. That's going to be a Yuko. Left Taitoshi this time. Well, you said that he had more in his armory, and he certainly has, hasn't he? Look at that. Just
gets the leg on the wrong side,
yeah,
doesn't he?
He does. He just drives him over onto his side there. Great change of direction. And actually, it was the direction, hand, and also the support leg that drove. Was Ariana Yuko on the board, well in command here, Bazaltanov. Just laughing here because it's the big old stiff arms up there, and slightly different approach to this last minute from Bazaltanov. Doesn't need to take any chances.
Yeah, Neil talks about shape, and you can see the shape that Bazaltanov is taking now. Slightly bent over, arms stretched out. He feels as though he's done enough here.
Arms like rods of iron, you mean?
Yeah.
Into the last 30 seconds, Karel comes forwards. Always a danger for the Sianagi as well. Bazaltanov is a good one of those. Now the right arm, very, very defensive. Pushing away all the time. Now he wants to waste the last few seconds on the ground. He's done enough, Bazaltanov. It's going to be too little too late there from Karel. No, absolutely, there's no passivities there. Everybody has been attacking. Everybody has been trying to throw for ippon. It's been great to see. It's been a good final.
And 2 scores from Bazaltanov. No false attack, no stepping out, no avoiding to take a grip. It just shows that it can be done.
Yeah, exactly. It was just the right amount of attacking at the right amount of time. And all the way through the contest, Karel tried to pull it back as well. But there were 2 really well executed techniques from Bazaltanov, and it was enough.
He had this Sonagi on the Seotoshi, didn't he?
Both flanks, when we talk about attacking both sides or both flanks, you've got to, it's almost like going down the left wing and then scoring on the right wing, and then he went down the right wing there and scored on the left. He changed direction and he took him over for a score on each of the sides. Very professional.
Adlan Bazaltanov is the gold medalist in the under 100 kilo category. He gets the chance to sign a few autographs whilst we have a look at some of the highlights from this one.
Looked very confident as he came out. Here's the cross grip, Sianagi, right hand Sianagi, pulls him back onto his back there, almost held him down. Had to go straight away, couldn't hesitate for 1 second, couldn't even set it up, had to go in, and he did everything that was asked of him. Really was a well-proportioned Sianagi. I'm not sure whether we're going to have a look at the Taitoshi on the left-hand side, but there was a Taitoshi as well. In the end, Bazaltanov had 2 scores on the board, and he wins the gold medal in the under 100 kilograms and Russia's 3rd gold medal.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 78 kilo category taking place now. The first of the bronze medals goes to Antonina Shmeleva of Russia. There's a bronze medal too for Samahava Kamara of France. She's let her hair down. Got the earrings in, and hair down. Silver medal goes to Kusha Steenhuis of the Netherlands. The gold medal goes to Jo Abigail of Hungary.
Jo Abigail, she was terrific. I thought she was, from a tactical point of view, thought she did very, very well. Yeah, she knew, she was in command, she was waiting for the mistake, and she was directing it every step of the way. That counter-attack there took Steenhuis onto her side there. Well-deserved gold medal from Jo.
Flowers and the checks are being presented by Dr. Sanda Čolac, the president of the Croatian Judo Federation. Mohamed Marijan, the IGF Education Director, presented the medals. And now the national anthem of Hungary.
Confirmation then, Abigail Jo of Hungary, gold, Steenhuis of the Netherlands, silver, Kamara, France, and Shmeleva of Russia, the bronzes. Good category.
Yeah, that was well represented with a good degree, high level of fighters in there. Right, coming up now, the first of the bronze medal contest in the plus 78 kilo category. Svigetvari Mercedes of Hungary faces Sandra Jabonsklita of Lithuania. It's Svigetvari in the white judogi, Jabonsklita in blue. The referee in the middle for this one, Serino Di Patra of Italy.
Svigetvari will be wearing white. Here she comes. Another possible medal for Hungary here. Jablanskite of Lithuania is in blue. World rank 38, Jablanskite. 76 for Svigetvari. Straight into the attack there, Jablanskite.
Got some heavy strapping on the left hand, the Lithuanian. I didn't see that earlier on when she came onto the mat. Maybe picked up an injury during the day.
Tried the Sora Komigoshi there, didn't she? Sigatvari.
Nice movement.
Well, has to create the space before she rotates through, and this time on the other side. So left and right.
It's not a weight category that we've seen the Hungarians have any degree of success in. And we stop at about 78 kilos with Yo Abigail, but here we are, we're giving the heavyweight a try.
Well, not only that, she's attacking as well. That's about third attack up. She's definitely leading Jablonskaya. Jablonskaya will have to do something to start her attack, otherwise Shido will appear on her board. That's another attack there, and trying to take her backwards there, Jablonskaya. So she's waiting for the counter, but it'll be too little too late in a minute. There's the Shido. And a good attack this time. A lot of it to do with the work rate. Just build up a lead. She'll have to rotate. That's going to be a Shido now. She's just going to throw that away. Sigatvari there will get a Shido for just dropping on her hands and knees. So she's all that hard work that she put in the first part of the contest there, she just threw away.
Typical heavyweight woman's attempt there. Maki Komi just falling flat on her front there.
Well, there's a lot of Makikomis in the heavyweight division, which is good, as long as they keep hold of the hand and they get the rotation. There was a good one there. Yuko scored there. Jablonskaya straight into the Yushiro Kazagatami. Now just maintains control and readjusts her balance there. And I don't think she's going to go out of that now. Needs to hold for 20 seconds. She's already got a Wazari on the board there, and now the Ippon goes up. So Jablonskaya gets the medal for Lithuania, and you just said there that certainly Makikomi, one of the most used techniques, but they need to keep hold of that sleeve and keep on the rotation.
Yeah, the second time round, it was a little bit better. She didn't get the full score, brought her opponent down for Yuko, but at least she had hold of the arm, and Sigatvari couldn't get off the technique and went over for Yuko, which then resulted in her being in a poor position and getting held in Osai Komi. So that was the setup there.
So kept her cool. She was down and she had to do something, but in the end manages to rotate and score for the Makikomi. Here it comes. Keeps control of that sleeve. Look at the sleeve being pulled through there. And as soon as her opponent turns back onto her back, she makes sure that she secures the win with the hold down.
Well, the home crowd are going to have some interest in this final block. We didn't get to see Brigitte Matic. She had to pull out of the under 78 kilo category, but in the plus 78 kilo category, the bronze medal contest coming up features Ivana Sutalo of Croatia. She's up against Milica Savic of Serbia. It'll be Sutalo in the white judogi and Savic in blue.
So one head-to-head with these two fighters. Sotalo was the winner on that one occasion that Sabic and her fought each other. We're going to have Sotalo of Croatia in white and Sabic of Serbia in blue.
Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland is the referee in the middle for this one.
You've got that right, didn't you, in the end? You've been working hard at that
give
one.
Give that a go, yeah. I did see him last night. I said, "I'm sorry, man, I just couldn't do it. wouldn't want to make a hash of it."
Beautifully executed. So Sotalo in white, Savic of Serbia in blue. Now it's going to happen! Oh, and it did happen, look at that. Straight away there, Uranagi over for the Yuko, straight into the Kesikatami there. Sotalo is holding for the bronze medal.
Stop hanging about. She's got to get back to Dubrovnik.
Well, that was over, wasn't it? Very, very quickly here. She's going to hold her for the full 20. The crowd celebrate. Everybody up there.
Even the injured Matic stuck around to watch that one. A helping hand as well for Sabic from Sotalo, and she's a happy character. I remember seeing her as a cadet and thinking, you know, plus 78, you know, you're too small for that, because these are both short fighters for the weight category. And she's ended up with a medal here. That'll be cheering on now.
Well, look how popular she is. And that was a popular medal, wasn't it?
Her father runs a judo club in Dubrovnik, and he can't be here this weekend because he's busy with a children's competition.
Well, he will be pleased then. His daughter just won the bronze medal here. Sotalo not only just won it, but it was a really good, opportune technique. Uranagi took her over for a Wazari, and then the transition, which we keep talking about all the time. Look at the Uranagi, and she just follows it right the way through there, pulls the sleeve through, controls the head, and she has the Kesikatami. She's not going to let go of that, not for anything. Real commitment there from that Uranagi. It was well executed. The head led the way. Where you look is where they land, and she certainly looked towards the ground and towards the mat.
We were in the competition hall at about 9 o'clock last night. Mark Pickering, the IGF media manager, and myself, and we could hear crashing and banging and all sorts of stuff. She was still practicing here at 9 o'clock last night.
Still practicing that one?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Somebody was going over. Right, coming up next, the final of the plus 78 kilo category. Larissa Čerik of Bosnia-Herzegovina faces Caroline Weiss of Germany. It's Čerik in the white judogi, Weiss in blue. There's an American saying. They talk about sports people, or in particular sports teams, you know. Are they the real deal? Well, this is the time we're going to find out, not necessarily here on this day, but it's round about now that you begin wondering, is Caroline Weiss the real deal? And it's the way that she defeats her opponent, her opponents, that will give you an indication. She stormed through them earlier on, really did. Overpowered them. Let's see how she gets on here.
Well, she's got the experience, character, of course, and she's not going to have it all her own way, but I agree with you. She's got some good technique. Let's hope she uses it and really believes in it. Half of the battle, of course, is coming out there and believing that you are the real deal and that you can perform at any level. And
like so many heavyweights, she's got a gentle nature. You know.
Which is very nice. You know, we can be gentle, we can be nice, we can be polite and respectful, but we can also be winners.
Nice footwork, good hip techniques. Powerful counter thrower as well.
Well, sleeve lapel doesn't get more traditional than that, and now she just needs to get the movement. Keric as well will have to attack.
Yeah, she's not in a comfort zone yet, Weiss. Trapped up with the sleeves there. Couldn't generate anything.
I think she's best to really get on a bike and start to move this contest a little bit, and we see a lot of scores when the heavyweights start to move and they're static. It doesn't work for them. They have to get them moving, they have to get their opponents moving, because the balance is such that they have to get movement. Yeah, you're right, she is having her head pulled down there, Weiss. We saw her, didn't we, defeat the two top heavyweight ladies, number 1 and 2 in the world. I think 1 and 3 it was at the particular time at that time. Did one in the semi-final, one in the final, or was it one in the quarters, one in the semis? Well, one of those, but she did them one after another, beat them one after another.
Just get reminded of that, of where it was.
Well, Keric hasn't attacked yet, done nothing. No Shidos on the board, well over halfway. Well, that wasn't a proper attack either.
She's on a nice little run here. Won her last 7 contests, and including super wins in the semi-final and final of the Grand Prix in Budapest, where she defeated Yu Song of China in the quarterfinal and Ma Se of China in the final. The 2 top Chinese went over one after the other.
Yeah, well, she just got to believe that she can do it. She needs to move here. No real positive attacks so far from either one, and we're into the last minute. "40 seconds left in this final, plus 78 kilograms.
Weiss hasn't been able to get near Keric in order to bring off any of those big hip techniques that we were talking about. Strong arms from the Bosnian, and there's a score.
Yeah, Keric is the one that got it as well. Keric just one attack and now in for a hold down. Togata, it's all over, but it's a Yuko on the board, and just 8 seconds to go. Look at that, Harai Makakomi there. Well, Soto Makakomi, should I say, and she just kept hold of that sleeve there. We said it was a heavyweight technique.
Just had enough of it.
Yeah, just took her onto her side, that was it, wasn't it? And it's gone against the run of play, but that sometimes happens, and that certainly happens in the heavyweight division. We thought she was going to hold her down there, but it's not going to be. Soto Makakomi scores a Yuko, and I think that's going to be enough there to win Keric the gold medal.
Only a few seconds were left on the clock, I think 8. And that was enough, she'll take.
Yeah, she'll just take the Shidos.
Well, rather unhappy outcome for Caroline Weiss. Her and her coach Michal Bozidze are going to have to go back and work on a couple of things, and one of them is how to get past the strong arms of an opponent, because you've got 4 minutes. In 4 minutes you can't find any attack.
Well, the thing is as well, Sheldon, if you stand still, because especially in the heavyweight divisions, if you stand still, it's very difficult. If you come in for an attack, you're not going to move. You're not going to move them. So you have to use the momentum and movement in order to gain the momentum and the speed of attack as well, to gain the momentum to be able to throw.
This is that question that we were talking about. Is Caroline Weiss the real deal? Well, on that performance, not yet.
Well, no, I mean, the thing, it really wasn't a good performance. That was not a good performance, and we can't say that it was good if it wasn't. But credit there to Celik, and Celik did enough, and she wins the gold medal.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 100 kilo category taking place now. Let's have a look at the medal winners down there. Bronze medal goes to Joachim Varby, who overcame Milan Randall in a close one. Lauren Böhler of Austria also came up with the bronze medal. Silver medal goes to Michael Correll of the Netherlands. And the gold medal goes to Adlan Bizultanov of Russia. There we go.
No doubting the gold medalist there, was there? 2 brilliant techniques, that was one of them. I'm wondering if we might just have a little look at the Tayatoshi as well. I don't think so. We're going to be just on the Seoinage, but he did an equally good left Tayatoshi as well for a second Wazari to win him the contest. Brilliant performance from Bizultanov. 3rd gold medal for Russia, puts them clearly into the lead in the medal tally.
And now the national anthem of Russia.
I do get the feeling that there's a little bit of sadness there that he didn't get the chance at the Olympic Games. Here he is now, he's got a long haul but all the way to Tokyo, but he's on the way.
I can't remember who it was that was pressing Tagir Haibulaev around about 2010. It was a couple of years out before London 2012, and they were going, you know, neck and neck. He was a blonde-haired boy in the under 100 kilo category. They were really going great guns at it. Haibulaev got it in the end, and now the same with Adlan Bizultanov. Is the same thing going to happen here? He's going to fade and miss out.
Let's hope he gets the chance.
Right. The first of the bronze medal contests in the plus 100 kilo category. Vito Dragtic of Slovenia faces Stanislav Bondarenko of Ukraine. It's Dragtic in the white judogi, Bondarenko in blue. Andres Cabero of Guatemala is the referee in the middle for this one.
Dragtic will be wearing the white judogi and Bondarenko the blue. This is the heavyweight men plus 100 kilograms, and that can be up to 150, 160 kilograms. I don't think these are anywhere near that. He's around about 125, 120, 125. Uchimata! That's going to be a Yuko straight away there, and straight away Bondarenko opens up the account. Can he hold him now? Can he wrap it up? Nice Uchimata.
Good start.
Just hooks in. Look at the support leg. It'll go backwards just that little bit. Didn't quite get the lift that he wanted, but it was good enough. Bondarenko then opens up the account. Wants the Uchimata again. Scored the first time, he says. Let's give it another go. Dominating the grip right from the off here.
I don't know if you remember Sergei Samoilovich. That was the boy. He was a good lad. Gave Tagir Haibulaev a good run for his money. Haibulaev eventually got the place, and then this time round it was Bizaltanov and Haibulaev going for it. Haibulaev got the nod. You watch, a Russian's going to unearth someone else, and poor old Bizaltanov in 4 years' time. You know it's going to happen. Someone else is.
It's a long way. It's a long haul up to the games. It really is, and a lot can happen in the last year, as it did for a lot of the fighters. Even the ones in the top 10 in the world sometimes didn't get selected, especially if they're in the Japanese or the Russian team, French team as well, if they had a lot of depth in the categories. Big arm over the back here from Bondarenko. Changes direction here. Dragic tried to counter him. Well, I think he's suddenly realised here, Dragic, that he's got to start to attack.
And a little dig there at that left-sided spinning Taitoshi, but missed out. Collapsed before it got going.
Well, we haven't seen anything else now. Now we have. It's going to be another Yuko. It's changed. It's a Wazari. So, can he now finish it off? Looking for the Kesikatami here, and it might just be on that. So the referee's going to call it. It is. Now it's on. Kesikatami is on. He's got control of the head. Just needs to hold him now for 15 seconds. 15 seconds, and, well, he's saying that he's not on his back.
Get up then.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? He had control of the arm and the back, but he gets the 15-second hold down for a second Wazari. So second Wazari, Wazetti Ippon, and it wins him the bronze medal.
If you're out of the Osai Waza, get up.
It's a good point.
He could roll onto his front, but his shoulder and head, the hand, the arm on that side, they were all through and nicely held. He just managed to roll onto his front. I don't think he was out of that.
Well, he scored twice with the Uchimata. First one was a Yuko. The second one was a Wazari. And then the Osai Komi.
Bondarenko looked as though he was limping off there, didn't he?
He did. It looks a little bit laboured coming off there.
My man in the Ukraine at that weight is Yakiv Kamo.
Kamo, very good, isn't he?
Yeah, I like him.
World bronze medalist. And
that was nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. Was it a Wazari? I don't know, but it was certainly halfway between a Wazari and a Yuko, if you can get any such thing. But anyway, it was enough. Wazari scored, and then the hold down that, without a shadow of a doubt, Dragic couldn't get up from.
And when you saw it from that very, very first angle, he put him there and he never moved from that. He turned his hips onto the front and was spreading out. This is fine for me. He said, hey, I'm up where? Sorry.
He's
sorry.
Up on his knees.
Sorry,
There's
Vito. Yeah. Wasn't good enough. We've got a second bronze medal contest coming up now. Hamza Uchani of France faces Benjamin Hermogenes of Belgium. Uchani in the white judogi, Hermogenes in blue, and Neil knows all about the Belgian.
Yeah, I like to see him moving, Hermogenes, because he can move. He has got condition for a heavyweight. It's what he has in abundance. He has good conditioning, trains very, very hard. Lacks a tiny bit on the technique sometimes, but he can throw as well. So like to see him moving here in this bronze medal match against Ochani of France.
Khaled Ali Anwar of Egypt is the referee in the middle for this one.
Ochani is going to be in white, Benjamin Hermogenes of Belgium in blue. Well, I was telling you earlier, wasn't I, that he runs like a middleweight. He has super condition, very unusual for a heavyweight, but he can move. So let's see if he does it. Ochani in white. Wants the arm over the top straight away, and Ochani doesn't want anything to do with that. When you think about it, he must have it all the time, doesn't he? We're training with Teddy Renier. Big right arm over the top, dominating his sleeve.
I bet a few of the under 100 kilo category fighters in France as well give him a bit of a go. Someone like Cyril Marais.
Absolutely.
Big man.
Yeah. I said it'd be the ones that move that cause the problem. That's the thing about the heavyweights. Even the great heavyweights, you have a look at the great Yoshihiro Yamashita, he could move. He moved, and when he moved, he scored. Always scored. Angelo Parisi, when he moved, he scored. Teddy Renier, he's the same. When he moves, he's just so dangerous. French support there, and already a bronze medal there between them, those two.
Sana Kamara sitting up there now. Her job is done.
Well, Ochiana looks busy, but he hasn't done anything at the moment. Nothing that looks like it's going to be in for an attack. Now Makikomi! Now that's going to be a Wazari. Wazari scored. Yushiro Kazagatami, and Hermogenes now takes the leg, and he just needs to keep him there. It starts in. Doesn't matter if it goes out. They can go 2 meters outside now. It won't matter. He's just got to hold him now for 1 more second. It's all over. And Hermogenes of Belgium wins the bronze medal. Super stuff. Very, very happy for him. Did a lot of work for him. I was his Uchikomi partner for quite some time as well. And, yeah, glad to see him winning a medal at this level. He's won World Cup medals and now Grand Prix medal, and that will see him right. It was a nice technique that started it all off. Very first medal at a Grand Prix tournament, and very well deserved as well. Super technique, and I said that if he moved, then it was always going to be a danger to his opponent, and that's exactly what it was. Hadn't actually attacked had he. Ochani couldn't do anything about that. Harai Makikomi rotates him right the way there onto his back, keeps hold of that arm. No way that arm was going to get let go of, and he just turns into the Yushiro Kesagatami. Makikomi, so prevalent in the heavyweight division. It's one way that you could say of rotating your opponent mass or body weight over a lot easier. That says it all. Great result for Belgium, great result for Jimenez.
We come now to the final of the plus 100 kilo category. Daniel Natia of Romania faces Sven Heinle of Germany. It's Natia in the white judogi, Heinle in blue.
Well, Natia is the highest ranked world ranking that I've seen actually at this tournament. So he's the highest ranked, he's world ranked number 6, and Heinle world ranked 33 here. And we said, didn't we, that Heinle doesn't quite look as if he's established into the heavyweight kind of division yet as a senior competitor, surely. And Natia, certainly, when he wants to, he can throw in the big attacks and the big techniques, and he is a big thrower. Natia is going to be in white and Heinle in blue.
Yeah, I think the only two fighters that could have rivaled Natia for positioning would have been Yo. She was down at number 9, but Husha Steinhaus was up there at number 3. She was the one that Neil pointed out as being, so disappointed, having quite clearly been so highly ranked. She was ahead of her teammate, Mahinda Verkerk, and yet the Dutch still chose Mahinda Verkerk, as did the Russians over Bizultanov, who was higher ranked than Tagir Haibulaev. They still went for the other fighter.
Well, it happened a lot. For the final build-up to the Olympic Games, there were a lot of disappointed people. Didn't quite make the cut.
I mean, different teams have different countries have different selection policies, and at the end of the day, they're the ones who have to make the decision. I'll admit to saying it's easy to sit here and say I would have sent that one, or that one, but I guess when push comes to shove and you have to make a decision, maybe I doubt very much whether it's a single person. I think it's a collective of people that normally get involved in that selection process, don't they? Very rarely is it just a one-man show saying I decide on the whole team. Sometimes the teams decide themselves. That's to say that the positions go to whomsoever it is that qualifies. It's only where there is where there are 2 or 3 people in qualification positions that you've got that you're spoilt for choice, and people like Russia and the Netherlands had that. Germany, I suppose, had a couple. Well,
this match here, I tell you, I think that Natia is just waiting for his moment here, because Heinle just a little bit of afraid there. Fratica there was it's in the chair there for Natia, and Fratica was
him well, don't
you?
you?
European champion and world medalist, Olympic medalist, and had a few battles with him in my time. So is he going to do it, Natia? He can throw, he's got a big technique, he's waiting for the right moment here. Heinle can feel the danger. They fought once before, and it was Natia that came off the winner. This is the last contest then of this tournament. We've got a couple of medal victory ceremonies to come, so don't go away after this, but can it be ended on a big ippon? Are we going to see something? Is Heinle going to disappear underneath Natia? Is Natia going to just dominate that big left grip? Heinle doing well at the moment.
I'm just wondering where the threat from Heinle could come from.
Well, yeah, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, he's just stopping that big left arm of Natia coming over, and I think it'll be a change of direction from Natia, either that or a counter-attack.
Well,
that Ouchi is definitely not going to do it.
Yeah, he had a little stab with the Ouchi, but it looked so simple just to hop back, take the step off. And there, I hadn't thought about that one.
Well, there you go. That's your answer, isn't it? That just answered it for you. But watch out for Natia now, because Natia will start, and he'll start to attack.
You see a bone-crunching Makikomi on the way.
Yeah, big Oguruma, is it? Soto Makikomi!
Just got off that.
Well, now he's going to really have to wake up now, because that Shido, like you said, if there's going to be anywhere that he's going to lose this, it's going to be on a penalty. And he's all of a sudden now just looked over at his coach and said, no, I can't possibly lose this way, but you're going to have to start to attack then. Heinle doing everything he should be doing. Natia knows that if he puts in the right attack, it's going to be all over. That was a poor attack there. It's no good sitting on his back. You've got to let him get up and get on with it.
Heinle tried his Makikomi. That failed.
1 minute 21 left. The last match of this Zagreb 2016 Grand Prix. Tries the Makikomi again. This is the grip. Must use it.
Heinle's missing out on some footwork here. That was huge. Yeah. Massive Harai Makikomi.
Yeah, well, he just waited the moment, didn't he? He knew that it was there all the time, and it's bang on 1 minute to go. And in the end, Natia, who always threatened to throw him, but just waited for the right moment.
I'm just kind of hoping that Heinle wouldn't get buried, but...
Well, on the other side of that as well, we kind of hoped as well it didn't go down to a Shido win, and we wanted it to end well. But a little bit of panic there in Natia's face when he realised that he was down in the contest and it was coming up to the last minute.
I believe the competition ended the way it began, with a Nippon. Well, it'll make a nice clip for the highlight, because it was a really bone-crunching Harai Makikomi.
Just needed the right position for it, and in the end it came, but sometimes you have to go and get it. But a gold medal for Romania.
Rafika's put some weight on, hasn't he?
Tiny bit.
Right, here are the highlights.
Heinle had a plan. The plan was to tap and run, I think, just stay out of the way. He was definitely out-strength, out-manoeuvred. Look at that. Well, was it an Oguruma? Let's have a look. Just latches on to the knee there. So it's more Oguruma, I think.
Yeah. And
in the end, just buries him. He had that arm over the back as well. Good control of the arm. And Heinle just takes a chance just to catch his breath after that. Full weight of Natia going on top of him there. It was a matter of time, but time almost ran out. It was only 1 minute to go before he would have lost the match on that Shido, but a massive technique in the end. And what a way to end this Zagreb 2016 Grand Prix. It ends on a Nippon, like Sheldon just said there. It began on a Nippon and it ended on a Nippon, and it can't end any better than that.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the plus 78 kilo category about to take place now. Let's have a look at the lineup of the medal winners. Bronze medals go to Ivana Sutalo of Croatia and to Sandra Jabonsklita of Lithuania. Silver medal goes to Caroline Weiss of Germany. The gold medal goes to Larissa Čerik of Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Certainly Caroline Weiss doesn't look happy about that, does she? But credit to Čerik, who absolutely took her chance there. It was Hale Makikomi and then into the hold down, but it was enough to win her the gold medal, and a well-deserved gold medal it was too.
Now the national anthem of Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Confirmation then. Bosnia gets the gold medal. Weiss of Germany, the silver. Jablonskite of Lithuania and Sutalo of Croatia get the bronzes.
Well, whilst we get set up for the plus 100 kilo category awarding ceremony, let's have a look at some of the highlights from the competition. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the plus 100 kilo category. First of the bronze medals goes to Benjamin Harmednis of Belgium. There's a bronze medal too for Stanislav Bondarenko of Ukraine. Silver medal goes to Sven Heinler of Germany. The gold medal goes to Daniel Natea of Romania.
Well, it was a massive technique, wasn't it? What a way to finish. And Russia ahead now with 3 gold medals, 3 silvers and 5 bronzes. Poland second in the medals with 2 golds, 1 silver, 2 bronzes. And France there with 2 gold and 3 bronzes. But it's all the other gold medals that are spread all over the place that makes it a truly international sport.
And now the national anthem of Romania.
Just confirmation then. Natia of Romania wins gold. Heinle of Germany gets the silver. Bondarenko of the Ukraine and Benjamin Jimenez of Belgium get the bronzes. Well, after 3 days of absolutely great action-packed judo, the Zagreb Grand-Prix draws to a close, and the road to Tokyo has started and Olympic qualification is underway. We're going to be back in 2 weeks' time with the Tashkent Grand Prix. As always, it's been a privilege to be working with Sheldon. From both of us here in Zagreb, it's goodbye for now.